Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today's session is the third session of SQL Server online database training. I would like to ask you to subscribe my channel and forward it to your friend circle in order to receive notification, because we are quickly moving to the advancing training. So in order to receive the notification on time, and if you are willing to get the benefit from this training, definitely you need a subscription. I have an email in front of you. I have Instagram as well. If you have any comments and suggestions or anything you want to discuss with me, you can drop it to the comment section and I will be there to respond to you as soon as possible. You can email me privately also if you have anything need to discuss. So let's go ahead and dive into the session. So this session is talking about the structuring the server programming. Definitely we will talk about the categories. We haven't done with that SQL categories. Then we will talk about the joins, where conditions. Then we will talk about the insertion, deletion, and update. And then we will move to a very interesting portion, which is the programming section, where we will gonna talk about the stored procedures, functions, triggers. We will create them, and we will see how we are gonna use it. What is the use? So this is gonna be a very interesting session. So, and gonna be a longer as usual. So let's begin from the very first topic, which is the SQL command categories. So the categories are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up front of you, and every category have the commands, specific command for a specific categories. So we have DDL, which is the data definition language, DQL data query languages. Then we have the TML, data manipulation languages. Then we have TCL, which is for the data control language, and then transaction control language as well. So altogether, these are the categories defined by the SQL to manipulate into the database and to the table. So let's move to the first section, which is the DDL, data definition language. So in this categories, we are going to talk about the command lines, which are the create, drop, alter, and truncate. We have already done in the previous channel, but I'm taking you a very quick note on in this sessions how it is done. This DML is working. So the first section is the create table. So as you know that we need to provide the command create table, table name, any table name, whatever you want, then customer ID, and then a database type, data type, and then you have all the columns and their data types. I took the example of my previous tables, which is author and author book. I wanted to utilize them into here because this is the customer book, and every customer should take the combination of book ID and author, and it should not be duplicated. So for that reason, I'm creating this table. Fair enough, it's logic, right? So now this is the one I'm going to execute, and then see this command is completed successfully and the table has been created. Now because I didn't added any references, just because to use the altered command to show you how it's gonna work. So what I'm gonna do is I am gonna create same constraint and the primary key with the combinations. This is gonna be a composite primary key. So using alter table name, the one which we had, and the add, need to use add because I want to use this add primary key. So add constraint prime constraint name, and you know the reason why I'm using this, because you need to, once it is created, it is gonna be a very easy to drop. You will come to know that this is the primary key and this is from this table. Then after that, we have to provide a command which is the primary key, and we are saying that I'm going to create the primary key for this author ID and book ID in this table, so that the combination of these cannot be duplicated and cannot reuse. So let's move to the insert portion. Insert portion is not there here in it is in TML, but I'm taking it to complete this portion. So the insert command, previously we were entering one by one data, but this time we are using bulk data. So the bulk data, you can use it, insert into table name, and then you need to provide the column name. If you are not planning to skip any column, you don't need to provide this. But if you are planning to skip this column anytime, let's say contact number I'm not going to use, so you can drop it here, and you can drop this value as well. So for that reason, it is very clear, and it's gonna be a good practice that you come to know that the what is the sequence you are using. You can change these sequences up and down, and then you can insert accordingly, but it is best practice the way the table is. You need to move it accordingly. So let's do it and say execute. 3 records has been inserted, and then we need to say refresh, and it's gone. So if you can see here that you can see the, I'm sorry, I haven't run this. Let me see if it is gonna work. It is worked. So let's go. Because I haven't entered anything which is the which is duplicate or something, that's why they accepted. So see, the table has PK, all the PKs references, this is composite, and then the key has been created, and then unique, because unique already I have created here, so it is taking unique ID. So now how we gonna use the truncate? Truncate and drop are two very similar commands, but they have different, they are very different. Normally people are thinking that truncate and drop are the same because it is dropping the table, but it is not. Truncate is just truncating the table, that means removing the values, and drop is completely dropping the table. So let's move from here and see how it is working. So use the truncate command and say table. So truncate table name, and then just run this command here. Now I want to refresh the table and see the values are removed or not. See here, done. There's nothing. We entered this much values, and they are not. So remember, any primary key, your any keys you have created will remain. It's not gonna, the structure is not gonna delete it. This is the only difference, that structure will be remain. It will delete only the values which we inserted, and it take away all the values. If you have entered 100 and 1000 values, it's gonna be wash off in one command. So be careful in this. So before doing any kind of using these command, I would suggest you to take the backup of the table for the safe reason. And then the drop is different from it. It is deleting the values along with the table and its keys. So let's go. So say drop and done. So now if you run this, you will not see any table which is like the customer book. So it is gonna, this is the way it is working. So uh, data manipulation language is working on the data what you have inserted or your records, whatever you have inserted into your table. Just remember, it's not working on database or table or column. It is straight away working on your values or your records you have entered. So DML is mainly dealing with insert, update, delete. These three are most commonly we are used, and call, explain, call, and log. These are extensively we are using, but I'm gonna let you know what is that. So insert already we have done many times, and update and delete we're gonna try. So let's come to the update. So in the update we have author, you remember author table, and in the author table we have a number of columns and author ID, author name, and book ID. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change the let's get the result. So I'm gonna change the name of 13. So what I'm saying that the change the sorry, update author. The author name is should be Sun. So set Lena Lewis, and the author ID is 30. So when remember, whenever you are running your update, there are three sets of command: update, set, and where. So update is a command to begin, and you need to give the table name, and then the set is the next command dictating that I need a column and I need a value to change. Remember, DML, this is the data manipulation language. So that means that we are talking about the values and the records. So this record is need to change where the author ID is 13. Remember, where condition has to give. If you are not going to give this, it will change all the author name onto the same Lena Lewis. So we are working on one row, and that's why we are saying where ID is equals to 13. So we need to provide a specific row. So let's go and say done. Connection. So the row is affected, and now if we are running the query, select author. So see here. So the Lena Lewis has been completed or updated to on the row 13, author ID 13. So second row. So this way you can use update, but remember where clause is very important, and set is the clause which is setting your value into the specific column. You can use any other column like book ID, you can change, you can even change author ID, but remember it should not duplicate because this is the primary key. So this is all your data. Now let's move to delete. So delete is the command that will delete all your values. It can delete all your values, it can delete a specific row. It depends on your requirement. If you are saying delete from author, it will delete everything. If you are saying delete from author where condition, if you give and you are specifying that you want to delete author ID 12, so you need to provide where condition. So where condition is this, and you are saying running the query, and then you can say see that, one second, why it's not done, delete. Okay, so author, so definitely remember we have this table author books, and in the author books we have this row. We need to delete this row. We say yes, you can do it directly without using command. I'm just doing quickly so that you can use. This is the beauty of the SQL Server Studio. Now if you are saying execute, it is saying author the complete occurred master column ID. So this is reference FK. So
Mama.
author author books, and so we have number of 12. This is 12. So delete from, we can get delete, we need to delete first the reference. Delete from where author ID is equals to 12, so it will delete wherever author ID. So delete, one is deleted. Now we can run again. So there is no delete. So I think it's gonna work now. Say, and boom. So it is working. So remember, this is also an example. If you have reference, you have to delete first from the foreign key or the reference table, and then it will accept the primary key will be deleted. So this is the beauty of this relations, that first you need to break the relation. So you need to delete or roll back all your data from the reference table, and then you can delete from the main table. So this is the delete command. Now, if you wanted to delete function, delete from the from the different table, so you can do it like this is the author, this is the book, and let me take it up. This is the author table, and this is the book table. What I'm gonna do is I wanna change or update or delete the book which is last, but because the author table has only book ID, and we don't know what is the book ID, we just wanted to delete last. So in this case, what you can do is where you can say where book ID is equals to, run another query, select book ID from books where book title is equals to last, and close. Before running this, you make sure that your query is running. So you do this, and 101 is coming. So what I'm gonna do is I requested that I want to delete the, no, we don't have 101 here, so it's not gonna work. We need to give another row which is 102. So let's do it Rome, ROME, Rome. and then let's run that. We have this value. Rome is 102. So 102, yes, and in the author we have 102. 102, so it's gonna delete. So what I'm saying, that from the author we have to delete the record which has the book title is Rome. So we are running another SQL query, so you can see it author. So in the author is conflicting. 102 is here, so we need to say where the book ID is equals to 102. So it will delete everything whatever is there. So let's see, 2 rows are deleted. So now it's gonna work. So delete again. So need to check. Author ID. So author ID is also conflicting. This is the thing we need to check. The author ID 13 is there, so we need to check 13 is there or not. Author ID 13 is there, so we need to say author ID, oh sorry, author ID is equals to 13, right? 13, so it's gonna delete 2 deleted. Now it will work. It deleted. So see here, you don't have the 14, 102 over there. It deleted because why it was not deleting? Because of the reference table. So you have to, when you are cleaning and it is in the relational table, you need to delete everywhere wherever is this, and using these kind of delete commands, or in future or in coming SQL query session, dedicated session, you're gonna learn that how you can complicatedly deleting 3-4 columns or the rows from the different tables using your multiple SQL queries. So this is how we can use the delete command. Now we have another go back, call, explain, call, and log. Remember, these are the rarely we are using, but I'm going to tell you what is call. So the call and executes. Call is definitely is a syntax usable from an ODBC driver. It is calling the stored procedures. It's just calling like we are using execute. It is using execute command, and let me delete all this so confused. So we will be okay. There should not be confusion. So we are dealing with only the execute. So call command is working with the ODBC driver. So for that reason, if I'm gonna write call and function name, it's not gonna work. This function I created for you, for you to just insert the data. So when we will do the procedure and function, we will talk about this. So calling function, calling procedures is, see, it's not gonna work. So we need to call, say, execute. So execute command will work. So instead of call, we can use the execute. So we can use the only 3 for exec. If we are using it, it will gonna work in the Visual Studio. You don't need to write execute full. So we are saying that execute and then procedure name and then whatever parameters we need to pass. So we will talk later on. So it's just calling a function, but because call is not gonna work even to Azure, this is the Azure Studio, it's not gonna work here because it is working for the ODBC drivers only. Now come back to the explain call. Yes, so the explain keyword provides a description of how the SQL queries are executed by the databases. These descriptions include the optimizer logs, how tables are joined, and in what order, etc. So it would be a useful tool in query optimization and knowing the details of its execution step by step. Let's see how. Here is, we don't need to write explain, because again explain is not gonna work. It's gonna work with the T-SQL, but it is not gonna work here. So if we are saying explain, it's not gonna work. So the correct syntax of explain is every query we have to, because explain is need to write before select statement, before delete statement, before update statement. So explain is gonna work in this way, but here I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna work. You need to select the query, whatever query you have, and then right click, and you need to say display estimate plan. So when you say display estimate plan, it will show you select and cluster, index, etc. He will give you everything, all the details, whatever is. This is the message, and this is the message is saying that one row is affected, and then the explanation plan is telling you that this is query 1, cost is 100 per day, select asterisk what query was, was the query, select statement, and cluster. So it will give you all the details whatever you needed. So let's say, for example, if we are saying select, here is the I'm just telling you.
Mama. Mama. Mama.
Oh, sorry, price. The column is different. So see, this is the combination of two tables. We have done select statement, and now go back to see what it is showing. It is showing that the nested loop, it's showing select statement ran, and with the nested loop inner join, so it's showing the joins as well, and then it is showing the cluster of each table, cluster indexing, author.pk, author.pk. Auto is the key, pk, and if you go there you will see all the details. Similarly, it will give you all the details from the books, so pk and the pk primary key of the author, primary key of. So here is the detail, and it's giving you all these query, the complete details of the query, and the result, and the explanation plan. So how it works. So the more you are in the nested loop, it will show you the complete detail. That's how explain is working. Now if you come to Azure, so in the Azure, I will give you another session for the Azure, but this is just quick way. In the Azure, it is in already estimate plan or enable actual plan is already been there. So if you just need to select, and then you need to say this, then it is saying that I selected top 13. So the result is query plan is select statement top three. So it is picking up from the cluster, using the cluster, and the primary key is this. It is scanned, and then after that, what it is scanned, 3 records are scanned and picked up, and then it send it to the select statement. So this is their query plan. And you have another plan, top operations, etc. We will talk later on. This is the Azure queries, Azure Studio. So how it, so in this way, this one is working. Now come to the lock. Lock is definitely is useful. We have tab lock and we have tab lock X. So tab lock and tab lock X, the big difference is tab lock will try to grab shared locks, and tab lock X exclusive locks. So tab lock is shared lock. I mean, the person who is sharing the queries will be locked for the specific time, whatever time. And tab lock is exclusive locks, which is locking right from the beginning until unless it's not gonna finish, it will not allow you. All queries attempting to talk to the table will block until the transaction commits. So this is how it's working. So let's go back to the query. Now here I want to bring Azure Studio together so that we will see how it is working. What I did is area is Azure, and here is the SQL Studio. So I'm using the begin transaction, my lock. So we need to say begin transaction, any name you can give the transaction name, and then you need to provide the select statement or any other statement, whatever you want. What I said, this select exit from book with tab lock. We are saying tab lock, and we are saying tab lock X as. Wait for delay is 5 seconds. So I'm using 5 seconds and then roll back. So what it is going, it will wait for 5 seconds to release the data. See how it is working. Do this and see. So see in the down, I want to show you here. So see roll back and execute, and see executing query. So it is working for 5 seconds. Now for 5 seconds it been locked. No changes has been done. You can do selection in another, like if I'm trying to do selection, it will select. But for 5 seconds, it will not do no updates or deletes or insert. Let's see how. So in this Azure, what I'm doing, the same book table is updating. So let me see, the results are here. I don't think so. 101 is remain. Oh, so this is last touch, so we are doing this. Yeah. So now let's go. I'm saying for within 5 seconds I have to run this also. So running this and see the execute, and then we have to run this and see, is there any changes? No. It execute the select statement after 5 seconds and with the old result. It is showing with the old result. I think I delete touch. Let's do again this and this. We have last. Okay, now go back to the last touch. So what happened is this query is ran and hold for 5 minutes, and within 5 minutes I ran update query, but because it is locked, exclusively locked, it's not gonna do nothing. It will lock for 5 seconds and any update will execute after 5 seconds. It will hold, but it's gonna run after 5 seconds. So but because this query is already ran, so it is showing the old result, but here already the changes has done. That's the difference. So let's say lock and then send execute and run. So execute query. So it is showing last again. Now go back to the last touch. So you see the difference that I updated into the different instance using last touch, but it doesn't uh, 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 did any change because I ran within the 5 seconds, and that's why tab locks tab lock and tab locks is different. There is a difference. The tab lock will try to grab shared locks, and tab lock exclusively lock. It update X will update, but a tab lock will not update. So in the different instances. So that's the difference, and that's a way how it is working in the tab lock. Sorry, in the log section. So I think this is gonna be a very useful for you, and DML is very manipulative language for the in the SQL, because we are working on the basic small queries. When we go to the advanced query, then you will see the difference of call, explain, log, and so then when multiple people are working together, then in that case we need to use these three, like lock is exclusively used when we are multiple people are working together, and I need to stop any changes, or I need to hold any changes until I will not commit. So that's the difference. So here is TML is completed. So the next is the DCL, data control language, and we have two commands, which is grant and revoke. So grant is providing the access or giving the access or privilege to the database to the specific user, or revoke is taking back all the access from the user for the table or database. And we can do the select or update whatever we wanted to give, and we can revoke from them. So let's move to the SQL. I have created two users, and we will see that how it's gonna work. Uh, the the first portion is we have to provide the impersonate command in order to grant access NAS1 to NAS2. What is this impersonate? So the impersonate permission is responsible for adding permission of a specific user to another user. One user can impersonate the permission of one or more users concurrently. We can grant, revoke, or deny the impersonate SQL Server command. But we should not confuse by execute as to impersonate. So execute as is responsible for switching permission from one user to another until revert condition or statement is not released. But the impersonate permission allows one user to concurrently impersonate one or more users at the same time. So this is the difference is we can use one user at a time. Here we can use multiple user, and one user can have access of multiple users for the specific until the revert statement is not released. So let's move. The number one, we have to check what user we have. We have to say select as username, and then we need to say, and then we are in the current user, which is the administrator. We need to grant the execute command, it done, and now we need to move to the see the option to that user. Now we need to move to the NAS2 and then see what is the position. So if you need to see the position, you need to say execute as user NAS. What user we have? NAS2. Now we need to check the permission of this user. We need to say there is no permission of author table provided to NAS2. So we need to provide the permission. So we need to revert, and then we need to say see that DBA. Now we need to go and provide the grant permission to the user 2. We have to run this and now come to the user 2. We can check it here and see we have user 2 access or not. So the author name, it has select user 2 have the select permission. Let me check back again because it reverted. So it reverted, so the user has gone. So it has permission. We need to say that user to execute, and then we need to run this. So this user 2 can do that. Now we need to revert back, and we need to revoke the select statement using cascade. So we said this, and now we need to go back again to revert, go back to the original, execute the NAS2, and now we need to see if NAS2 has permission. NAS2 has no permission. It is giving that select permission was denied. So there is no permission at all. So let's go back and see NAS2 have permission. There's no permission is. So in this way we need to go back. We are in NAS2, we have to execute, and then we need to go back again to original, and now we need to grant permission to the NAS1. It done. come to the revert, execute, and then we need to see the it has permission, so we need to check NAS1 have permission or not. We need to save this and then we need to revert. So select, update, delete. NAS1 has this much permissions. So we need to check again what user we have. Now we need to revoke, delete from NAS1, update, delete permission it has, so we need to say delete, and then we need to say execute. Now revert, go back to NAS1, we can check it here. So on the database, the columns, we don't have any delete access. There is no delete. Similarly, we can go back to the, and we can say that we wanted to update, take back, update, execute, and then revert, and go back to the NAS1. Oh, we can check it here. No need to run. So update. I run. I'm sorry, I run the. So update. I need to run the update. Revert. And then I need to say revoke. Okay. I'm going back again and again. No problem. This is NAS1. And then we need to check what permissions we have now. So we have select and delete only because we haven't done. Let's go to the delete. This is the highlight we can give in order to take out this row from the execution, but we still can execute in order to select. What I was doing, it is highlighted, but even I was selecting this, so highlight is not selected, so the system is taking. So delete, revoke from the delete, and then we need to go back again to, so there is no delete. So in this way we can run. Now you understand what impersonate and what execute as. Now you can see, keep on watching, that with grant option we are giving grant and we are using cascade in the revoke. So in order to revoke permission that have been granted using the with grant clause, you must revoke the permission using the cascade. So option. This also revokes the revoking rights from all users that have been granted the right by user with the grant options. So this is the if you want those other users to retain the rights granted by the user with the grant option, you must then manually assign those rights. So we cannot use the grant with grant options. So with grant, when you granting permission using the with grant option clause, then subsequently revoke that permission, SQL Server will prevent the revoke unless you explicitly add the cascade option to the revoke statement. So that is the use of with grant and cascade in SQL Server. So I hope this one is done from here. So we have another statement, which is the select statement. So the select statement is simply using we have been using so many places, select a statement from and where. So let's move to the to use select statement. Select what we wanted to select. First of all, we need to decide the table. So MDB, we need to select from the author and books. So what we want is, we wanted to select the, let's highlight the columns here. So select the book title, comma, you can use a number of columns in the select statement. Select author name, then price, and published, and we can say published. This is what I'm doing combined, but for the single, let me go back again. Select asterisk from, start from the beginning, from author. So when we are saying asterisk means it will select everything, all the rows from the author. So it will give you the result of connect. Oh, we need to see we did not revert it. So we need to, because we have to come back again to the original one. Now it's gonna work. So we select, sorry, and we need to change the, and we need to say dot why, what happened? Let me just and reconnect. Let go my TV. Okay, so delete this. No, take new, execute query, and then we will do this object, declared file. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Author is this spelling mistake. So this is, we have author, we have extracted all the records from all the columns. So this is what, if you wanted to extract author name, so you can say author name, and SQL is giving you the option, giving you the command prompt with the column name. So see, you can select one as well. If you are saying that top, I'm just giving you top one asterisk, so it will give you the only one record. If I'm saying top two, so from the top it will give you the two records. So this is all about one selection, one table. Now here we are doing what we are doing. We are doing combining two tables, right? So select asterisk from author, no mistake, yes, no mistake. Then select asterisk from, means all from books, no mistake. And we have to run this query to see. So what we are doing is, we are collecting the book from the book table, we are collecting the author name from the author table, the price is from the price and the publish is from the book. So this is the one which we are doing. So select these columns from table 1A. We need to provide the either we have to write author, or we need to provide the copy of the table. So when we are saying A, that means that it is copying author table, everything is copying to the A. So that will be easy to use. Books, we say books, we give the name book, and then we are saying from. Now we need to provide we need to combine these two, establishing relationship. So where condition, where A dot, because this, sorry, B dot, we need to combine with what? We need to combine with the book ID is equals to A dot book ID. So we are saying that this book ID is equal to this book ID, and then only it will extract the records of one. So of one row. Say this is coming like this. But if you run the queries together, so see the lash, it pick up from here because this is the author ID and the author 1 to 12, which has book ID 101. So we are picking the 101, saying book ID is equals to this to latch, and the author is in the 101 is Carlos Taylor, and the price is simply 201. So you can see 201. Similarly, we have Rome, the title Rome, which has 102. And when you come here in the author table, we have 102, which has author is Sun. So you will see the Sun and then 21, and then in this way we can establish the relationship to get the exact or real rows. But if we are not providing this, see, it will give you that results. So it will go row by row, it will extract and give you abnormal results. But we don't want this. We want to extract in one line. So it is giving everything in one line. So this is select statement we are using. We have so many other options in this select statement. We will come later on, but this is simply how we can run the data query language using the select statement. This is the only data query language command that we can use. So when we will come later on using how we can use the select statement in the using other tables or combining other tables and so on. So we have so many examples. I wanted to give you one more example. One more example of the table view. Did I create a view here? I don't think so. This is the system view. I have created the view in master. This is, and in the master table we have multiple tables. So what I did is I took the order item, I took the product, and I took the supplier. And with the combination of these four table, three table, 1, 2, 4 table, I created this SQL command. So see here what is the SQL command I have created. I just wanted to delete this, and let's move to the, I will keep it here for your reference. This is what I have done. So what I did is I said select cast order date from the order table. So, and the cast is just, casting means converting date type, and then order date, and then we have order number, we have product number, product name, I have customer name, customer country, customer phone number, supplier name, ordered item unit price, order item quantity, I have total, and then I have the is discontinued. So this is overall I have created for the table order, the table product, the table customer, and the table supplier, and using where conditions. So this is the combination how we have done. So this is order ID is in the order item ID. So I relate this to with order item. I have product ID within the order item ID. So product ID, I relate this. I have customer ID in the order customer ID. So I relate that. And then I have supplier ID with the in the product table supplier ID. So these all matched, all these are interrelated with each other, and I ran this, and you can see all the four tables combinedly providing extracting the results in one row. So one result, two result, three result, depending on the number of dates and orders are there. So it is, when you creating SQL statement, you have to make sure that there is no duplicacy. If there is no proper relationship established within the tables, and if you are extracting like this query, you will get abnormal result. They will not give you a proper result. So make sure that structuring is good. Once the structuring is good, and then you have to make sure that you collected all the tables with the appropriate condition, using condition on the where condition. So this is very important for you to understand. First, you need to establish the relationship. So see here, the relationship is order is created. So every table has the relationship, and they are related with each other. In my previous video, when I was talking about the relationship, I was talking about same tables, how it is related. Go back to the table, to the video, and check it, how it is related or how it established the relationship. So that's how you can use the data queries using select statement.